Jason.
And this is the Perfectly Screwed podcast. Oh, I don't know what episode this is, nor do I care. It's early. Jason, you said you're tired?
It's, yeah, I mean, at this point, it's well over 100 episodes, so.
Yeah, we're going near 120 at this point. Yeah. And have 3 downloads a week. Wee-haw.
All right.
All right. Hey, we're up 1 from our norm.
Man, that's 3, like...
Hey, we're up 1 from our norm, okay? We've, like I told you, for a long time, since we came back, we've had 2 just die-hard fans. I mean, every week, no matter what, these 2 motherfuckers... And it'll spike occasionally. We'll get 10, we'll get 5, and then we're back down to the 2 diehards. I don't know who they are, but they're ride or die.
We love them.
They're ride or die.
Yeah.
They run it till the wheels pop off. But lately we've had a 3rd and a 4th here and there. So we're seeing if we can keep 2 more. Hell, we're gaining momentum. Maybe by the Christmas special we'll be back up to 100.
Yeah.
You remember those days? 150, 200 people downloading in other countries and shit. We were rolling there for a minute. But the problem is, and I've always said this, is that there's too many celebrities doing podcasting now.
Oh, yeah.
It's really flooding the market because you got I mean, you got Jason Alexander off of Seinfeld. He has a podcast. You got fucking Theo Vaughn. He has a podcast. You got Joe. I mean, every celebrity has a podcast.
Who doesn't?
So it's like, for us independent guys, we're getting just reamed. I mean...
We need a celebrity.
Well, the problem is they can get celebrities on for free. We cannot.
Yeah.
Could I ask Denzel Washington to come to Marion?
I need you to hit the lottery or find a job where you make more money, Brian.
Yeah, I'm saying. I'm slacking. I mean, I can't get Denzel to come to Marion. I'm sorry, Jason. I wish I could, but he's not answering my calls.
Yeah.
I tried to talk to Dan Aykroyd. He said, fuck you. It's just,
He wasn't having it.
Yeah. How about you come land at the Marion Airport that only...
well, we don't need him here physically. We can just get him to call in.
Yeah.
Which is still going to be thousands of dollars.
Yeah. The problem is to get a hold of them, first of all, you got to go through security and their agents and Johnny and Bob and Michael and 3 other people just to get them on the phone. I mean, I'm sure if I talk to them in person, they might be willing. Probably not, but still.
We need like a...
I'm telling you, I got to start writing these serial killers again from prison.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Seeing if one of these motherfuckers will let me talk to them.
We need like a standard memo, letter to just send it out in bulk to everybody and just see if anybody bites.
Because a serial killer that's sitting in prison that hasn't been talked to for years might be more willing to... Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you got time to kill.
Yeah, he might be more willing to speak to us. And an interview like that could make you. It could make you.
I wonder if the Captain Phillips dude's still in Terre Haute.
Well, we got one here. We got that one dude who choked a bunch of bitches out in Gary. I did an episode on him one time. I think it was one you weren't here for, but I forget his name. It was a horrible episode, by the way. It was just trash. But anyways, let's see. We're 4 minutes in at the moment. So, by the way, something we do have to bring back, because I've been publicizing our podcast on the old Facebook lately, and there's been a lot of Facebook people that are on our page that are joined, that are friends of ours, that have expressed an interest in the drinking game. So it must be brought back.
Okay. Well, I mean, anybody's free to play anytime they want.
I'm saying, but...
I would suggest having an entire 5th. Because if not, it's very possible throughout an episode that you run out of alcohol.
I don't fuck up that often, sir.
I mean, it's probably more than you think.
I don't know.
But if we want to bring it back, I mean, we can point them out.
Yeah, we're going to have to point them out. And bring them back.
Well, that's
Right now, I'm going to shoot coffee, all right? Because I have something to do here in a minute. But for all of you out there that are playing, and it's not 6:30 in the morning, you feel free to just go ahead and drink your beverage of choice while I fuck up. To explain the rules, it's real simple. If I fuck up a word, if I fuck up a phrase, if I don't say something correctly, whether Jason points it out, I point it out, or you just figure it out on your own, please feel free. Take yourself a shot or down a beer if you like. I mean, whatever you want to do. So, have you been following the Trump trials? Dude.
No, I don't follow at all.
Oh my God. It's just, I don't really care about politics all that much because I figure you get fucked either way you go. Okay, no matter who's elected, you're going to get ass raped by our government.
When is the vote for president?
This November.
Who are the nominees?
Trump and Biden. So, yeah.
I mean, it's getting...
You got Weekend at Bernie's, who is who we got now.
Like, we can't even find anybody new?
Yeah, I know. Right. No, we got to dig up mummies to get...
Is the president of the United States becoming that irrelevant?
I mean, you've got... Okay, right now we got a guy in office that's... Let's be real. It's Weekend at Bernie's, dude. They tell him what to say... They put him up on stage. He shuffles up there. He doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
He's over here talking about things that don't even make sense, talking to people that aren't there. I mean...
What an underrated movie.
Yeah.
If anybody out there listening has not seen Weekend at Bernie's...
Stupid.
Please watch it.
It's fucking dumb. Don't watch it.
It is dumb.
Don't watch it. Don't listen to Jason.
It's absolutely dumb.
Don't save yourself.
I'm telling you,
it's
one of the classically funny movies of all time.
Save yourself an hour and a half.
It is hysterical.
You save yourself an hour and a half of your life.
He has Bernie's arm tied to that string, and he's playing cards on the deck.
The whole premise doesn't make sense. The dude would have started smelling after day
hilarious.
2.
It's hilarious.
They would have known Bernie was dead.
Well...
He would have started rotting.
It's a movie, Brian.
Oh, it's a horrible movie. Anyways.
Horribly great.
Horribly disturbed. Anyways, back to the point. Let's dig up a corpse and fucking make his arm move with string. And people will believe he's alive.
When he falls out of the back of the boat, he's hitting the buoys. Man overboard!
Oh my God, no. Jesus, it's worst. It's one of the worst 80s movies ever written.
No, dude.
It's horrible.
I love it. I could watch it every day.
I bet you could.
I could. It's great.
Maybe if I was high or drunk. I mean, but sober, no. I'm going, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? But anyways, back to Trump and his trial. They had to clear the courtroom the other day because of a defense witness for Trump. I guess they had a defense witness up there, and I don't remember his fucking name because I'm not following it that closely, but he's disputing, obviously, what Trump's old attorney Cohen is saying about him. So he's up there for Trump. He's a defense witness. And every time the judge sustained a motion, and said, do not answer, this motherfucker just answered anyways. And then he started rolling his eyes at the judge.
Nice.
And the judge would say sustain. He'd be like, geez, Your Honor, God, can't they hear anything? So the judge finally cleared the jury out. And he said, look, man. And he told him this while the press was there. He said, look, when I give a ruling, you don't say geez, you don't say Jesus, you don't roll your eyes, you don't make comments. You just shut up. He said, don't answer the question. He said, just be quiet, right?
Yeah.
So this guy starts staring down the judge, giving him dirty looks and shit. The judge goes, are you staring me down? Give me dirty looks. He said, that's it. Everybody out of the courtroom but you. And he cleared the courtroom of the press and everything. I guess gave him a reaming.
Wow.
And then he brought everybody back in. Dude was just looking at the floor. Wouldn't even say hardly anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you threaten to...
When you piss off judges.
When you threaten to take them up to the fifth floor.
Yeah. Look, bud.
It's like the time I got arrested when I was 21, got arrested over in Tippecanoe County.
Yeah.
Public intox.
I've been up in Tippecanoe jail once.
And I mean, I was in there for 12 hours. I figured I was passed out for 10 when they brought this other young gentleman in. He was quite inebriated. But
Quite inebriated.
dude, he was going nuts. He kept hitting the button and saying, "You can't do this to us. You can't do this to us. We're not animals. We don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah." Well, I'll never forget it, dude. I'll never forget it. Because the next thing you know, the door opens. And that jailer looked at that kid and he says, "You hit that button one more time. And I'm going to take you up to the 5th floor and I'm going to give you fucking something to cry about." And dude, just like you said, that kid fucking put his back against the wall, slid down, put his head between his knees and didn't say another word. So I figured Jamal and Jerome were up on the 5th floor, you know what I mean? Like, so I can imagine that's probably what the judge told this gentleman.
Yeah.
Do this again, buddy.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yes.
I'm going to give you something to Jesus about.
Yeah, we got 60 days in fucking solitaire for contempt. How about that, Bubba boy?
Right.
Keep playing.
Right.
But anyways, we're not talking about any of this today. We're actually going to discuss something that we've talked about for a while. We've mentioned it on a few episodes, and we might even talked a little bit about it here and there, but we haven't done a whole episode on it, and it might be 2 episodes because it's extensive on both sides. But today we're going to be talking about Amityville and the DeFeo murders. So it not only hits on our true crime aspect that we do, it also hits on kind of the paranormal side because there's 2 sides to this. It starts off with DeFeo and then goes into what happened with the Lutz family later on. So should we start with the DeFeo murders to go back?
Yeah.
Since that happened first in 1974?
Yep.
Okay, so the DeFeo murders... if anybody doesn't know, you've been sleeping under a rock since the 70s because clearly this is a very, very highly plausible.
Take a drink.
Take a drink. There we go. I fucked up already.
I have no idea what Brian was about to say, and there's a perfect example of what we're talking about when Brian stumbles over a word.
That wasn't even
stumbled over a word. I have no idea what he was trying to say. He just literally said palpable.
I was going to say publicized.
Oh, okay.
But
so he had the wrong vowel and everything.
It didn't even come out public. Nothing.
No, I thought maybe you were going for palpable.
This has been a highly publicized event.
Yes, it has.
So, Ronald Joseph DeFeo Jr., also known as Butch. I've tried to figure out.
Dude, his mugshot, he cracks me up.
Yeah.
He looks like part of the Manson family.
Yeah.
He does.
But I mean, it was the 70s.
That's true. They all kind of look the same.
So, in 1974, at right around between 3 and 4 is when they a.m. is when they say that he killed his family. They traced it back between 3 and 4. A lot of people, and DeFeo himself said he was awakened at exactly 3:15 a.m. and that he heard a voice telling him to kill his family. Saw a figure give him a .35 caliber Marlin hunting rifle and told him to kill his whole family.
He said the figure gave him the gun?
Yes. Now,
wow.
Interesting little backstory on that. They can't prove, and they never have, how he got the gun. The gun was not registered in the house. They never actually found the gun.
You don't actually believe that a spirit handed him a rifle?
I don't know, but they could never figure out where he got it.
Yeah.
He's the one that said it was a .35 caliber Marlin, and they know from the gun case that they did find that it was a .35 caliber Marlin hunting rifle. But they never actually found the gun. He threw it in the lake behind the house, and even though they drugged the lake, they never found the weapon.
Oh, wow.
Ever. But they do know it was a .35 caliber hunting rifle. And while we're discussing the gun, have you ever been deer hunting with a .35 caliber rifle or any kind of rifle, deer rifle?
No.
Okay,
No, I have not.
they're not quiet.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
Let's just put it that way. They're quieter than say a .22 pistol because .22s are very, very loud. But .35 caliber rifle is still, I mean, if you're out in the woods or even driving by the woods on the road and you hear somebody shoot a rifle, you can hear it from miles.
Sure.
Right. Like I've been driving down the road many times.
I've heard the rifles go off during deer season. Yes.
Correct. Right. So you can hear this gun for miles. Now, he shot 8 people. He killed both his parents. He killed his younger siblings and his older sister. Well, it was younger than him, but still, she was older than the other ones. She was 18. The other ones were little kids.
8?
And then he killed 8 people.
Wow.
So he killed his whole family, all 8 of them. Then, by all accounts, threw the gun into the lake and drove away and went to work. Okay, worked a shift, came back home.
I peed. Wow.
Came back home, found his family dead, went nuts, ran into a local bar at this point after work and screamed, "Somebody shot my family." And that's when this whole thing took off. Then he finally admitted to doing it. At first he said it was a mob hit. And then he said then he came out with the real story that, which is his official version, is that a entity had been telling him for a while to kill his family. He'd heard voices in the house telling him to kill his family. He saw the figure give him the gun and told him to kill the family. Now, that's the facts. Okay, of what happened in the case.
I mean, I can't honestly sit here and tell you what I would do after I killed 8 people. Other than I'm pretty sure I'm not going to work. This man was dedicated to his job.
Okay, wait. Not 8 people. He killed 6. I'm sorry, 6 people.
Okay.
2 brothers, 2 sisters, his father and his mother. So 6 people.
Okay. Still.
6 people, 8 shots.
Doesn't seem like work
8
is
shots,
the place to go afterwards.
his mother and father got 2 each.
8 shots.
8 shots, 6 people. Now, here's the weird things that surround this case.
I don't know much about rifles, but I'm guessing 1 shot's pretty much going to blow a big ass hole in you, right?
Well, yeah, .35 caliber, I would assume.
Yeah.
But here's the odd things that surround this case and some of the odd things. If it was just another murder, it wouldn't be that big a deal. He'd just be another mass murderer. We'd be talking about him maybe on an episode or 2, and that would be it. But here's the odd part. Now, this is at 112 Ocean Avenue in the middle of a city. So if you look at this house, it's a big house, but there are people literally right next door to you. I mean, we're not talking about out in the country, miles from anybody. No.
Yeah.
There's houses on each side of this house. Like, you're in a very residential, up-and-coming, very affluent neighborhood. You like that, didn't you? I got affluent now without fucking up. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I haven't been drinking, so... yeah.
Helps.
Yeah, it does. It's a very affluent neighborhood. So, you would assume that if you shot 6 people, 8 bullets, shot a .35 caliber hunting rifle 8 times at 3 o'clock in the morning, dead silent in the town, somebody might notice.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the first couple shots going unnoticed. You know, people are sleeping, but you would think that they would be, woke up.
Right. Well, you would also think the people in the rooms right next to the room you're shooting people would also wake up.
Yeah.
by all accounts,
Although that doesn't necessarily mean they could get away.
true, but by all accounts, nobody in the house ever was awakened by any of the shots. He shot his mother and
Shot them all while they were asleep.
yes, but
Really?
he shot his mother and father first. Another interesting thing, none
So
of the
that's
bodies
4 shots.
well, they know none of the bodies were moved. They can tell that from the trajectory of the bullets, where the bullet ended up, where the blood stains are, that none of the bodies were moved. All of the family was sleeping on their stomachs. All laying on their stomachs, all shot in the back.
Huh.
Now, he shot his mother and father first. His siblings were right across the hallway, like literally 3 to 4 feet from where he's shooting his parents.
Oh.
None of them were awakened or moved out of their bed. They never got out of their bed. They never ran, nothing. Then he goes in there and shoots his 2 brothers and younger sister. Again, nobody's awakened by this in the house. Now, his sister, given his older sister, her room was upstairs, so she was on a different floor in the attic. So it's possible, although again highly unlikely with a .35 caliber hunting rifle, that you wouldn't hear the shots on the next floor. But the siblings would have definitely heard him shooting his parents. Okay, but they did not move out of their beds. By all accounts from the police, they were still asleep in their beds when he shot them. Now, even if you didn't hear the 2 shots from the parents, he shoots his brother. There's 3 other people sleeping in the same room. Now, you're in the same room as you just shoot your brother. There's 2 little kids right next to him, did not wake him at all.
How does this gun work? I mean,
It's a bolt action, so it's 1 shot at a time. That's the other thing. He had to take time to basically pump,
yeah.
put another cartridge in. So you would have plenty of time to get up.
Oh, so
We're not talking
there's
about
not multiple cartridges like yours?
No. We're not talking about a fully automatic rifle or anything like that. This .35 caliber is a bolt action rifle, so you had to open and like re-slot every cartridge every fucking time. So you not only is he shooting these people, it takes a little time to click, put another round in, aim, boom, click, aim, boom.
Yeah, it's odd.
So, yeah, it's very odd that nobody was awakened by this. Not only was nobody in the house awakened, none of the neighbors heard any gunshots at all. And he shot 8 times. I mean, like you said, maybe the first one wouldn't wake you up. But by shot number 3 or 4, you think you might have noticed firecrackers going off in the house next door.
Yeah.
Right. None of the neighbors were awakened. Nobody heard anything. There was a dog that they had chained outside. The dog didn't even bark.
No, that's eerie, honestly.
Yeah. Nobody heard anything.
I guess that brings into question the entity.
Yeah, exactly. That brings into question, well, a lot of shit, actually, because how can you...
Why is nobody hearing this? Why is nobody moving? Why is everybody sleeping face down? Like, I find that as odd as anything. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people don't sleep the same way. Like, people sleep on their side, on their back, on their stomach. But these people are all sleeping on their stomachs. None of them waking up. But that seems weird.
Okay, so this is some other weird shit. All 6 victims were found face down in their beds with absolutely no sign of struggle. And this comes from the police report. The police concluded that the rifle had not been fitted with any kind of sound suppressor and found no evidence during autopsy of any sedative being administered to the family. So there were no drugs in their system, except for alcohol they found in the father's system slightly, but, 74, come on. They know that DeFeo had a volatile relationship with his father, but they say that the motive for killing still remains unclear. The other thing, DeFeo cannot really remember how he killed any of them. He gave so many different accounts of when he killed him, how he killed him. The police had to fill him in on who was killed first. He said he killed his siblings first. That wasn't true. He killed his parents first. And then he said, no, I killed my mom first and then killed my siblings. He was just scatterbrained completely across the board on how he did it. So he said originally he had no memory of even doing it. That he was not the one holding the gun. That he felt that something told him and then controlled him to make him do the things he did.
Wow, I mean, it seems crazy.
And then he also later claimed that his sister Dawn killed their father and their mother. And then he said his mother killed all of his siblings. He said he took the blame because he was afraid to say anything negative about his father and mother and his older sister. But again, none of the evidence coincides with this. None of it backs up his stories that his sister ever got out of bed. Like I said, they were all asleep in the exact same position, all laying on their fronts. Which is another odd thing because for one person to be laying on their stomach, okay. But for all of them to be laying in the exact same position and the bodies not to be ever touched is very odd. Another thing is they weren't laying on their stomachs with, say, their heads turned to their sides. Their faces were face down in the pillow. Which is another odd thing because that is not a natural position to be sleeping in.
Oh, absolutely not.
Correct. Because you can't breathe. I mean, even when you sleep on your stomach, you turn your head to the side. They were not. They were face down in the pillow laying on their stomachs. And again, there was proof that none of the bodies had been moved. There was not even fingerprints on the bodies of his. And like I said, so they know he didn't move the bodies. Nobody woke up. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, all of it is very, very strange. But anyways, this has been our episode on DeFeo. On the next episode, we're going to talk a little more about DeFeo, and we're going to go into the Lutz, the Lutz family, which makes this story even crazier. And the story gets way more out there, and almost the things that happened to the Lutz a year later almost kind of backs up what he said to begin with. So these two stories kind of always coincide because DeFeo was in 1974, the Lutzes moved in 1975, and they kind of back each other's stories up.
Yeah.
But we will see you next time.
Later.